Hello SnowRunners, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're gonna talk about Mack M917 Defense. I've been playing with this truck quite a lot recently and I really wanted to like this truck, but unfortunately I don't. And I was trying different setups, different tires, gearboxes, you name it, and I cannot get this truck to perform. In my opinion it has some fundamental flaws, but that's what this video is about. We're gonna talk about it later on and I'll showcase you why this truck isn't anything special. I'm sorry to report this to you guys. I know you like your military trucks and a lot of people are excited about this, but there's nothing to be excited about this truck. So join me in this video and I'll explain fully what I mean. So on paper this truck sounds really awesome. It has a 8x8 all-wheel drive system, so 3 axles at the end are fully driven. None of them is a dead axle. So on paper this sounds really good, but this truck doesn't have big wheels. But for example, Step Pike doesn't have big wheels either, but that doesn't stop this truck from performing that well. So looking at the video, you might say to me, Telemenis, wait, you're towing a fuel tanker and you have a full fuel tank on the back of the truck as well. Any truck would struggle with this. Well, not entirely true. Let me explain. So this truck has one fundamental flaw in its design, and it's having a really low hitbox on the axles at this truck. So if I switch my camera to the front, you'll be able to see what I mean. So now just look at underneath of this vehicle and you can see the axles are dragging on literally everything. They're so low, combined with the small wheels, it's really hard time for this truck to overcome any boulders or rocks or even like roots that sticks from the ground. And you might say a lot of trucks have low axles, but there's the problem is a little bit more in the design of this vehicle. You can already see I high centered with this vehicle, and this terrain is not extreme. This is one of the easiest maps in the game. If this was truck where in Amor or Imandra or somewhere like that, it would struggle way more. But let me explain myself with some graphics. So on the screen right now you can see Mack M917 Defense hitboxes. So the blue on the picture, the blue represents the hitboxes of the vehicles, and just have a look at the axles, guys. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 axles there, and the hitbox is way below the axles, and the back of this truck is just basically asking for this truck to be sort of high centered on every little bump in the road or on every little pebble on the road. But you might say, oh, most of the trucks are designed this way, there's nothing wrong with this. Well, that's not entirely true. Let's have a look at the different picture. So in this picture you see the red line at the bottom of the axles. This is the hitbox for the vehicle. Now let's have a look at a different vehicle. So for example, Azov 6. So exactly the same picture showing the hitboxes for the vehicle, and you see the hitbox is in the middle of the axles. That's where it should be. That's where the most trucks or all of the trucks have their hitboxes set in the middle of the axles. So the fundamental flaw with a Mack M917 is having a hitbox lower than the middle of the axles plus small wheels makes this truck unusable, if you ask me. Well, unusable might be a little bit of exaggeration, but this time on the video you see I'm equipping different kind of setup for this vehicle. So I'm towing a trailer with White Western Star in the back of it, and look again, guys, the smallest pebble in the world is absolutely impeding this truck. So whatever setup I tried with this truck, different tires, different gearboxes, race suspension, active suspension, that didn't make any difference. I mean, these are small rocks, they are not even boulders. I remember in my hard mode playthrough of Amor, there are massive boulders in that game, so this truck would absolutely go nowhere. And I just got a little bit frustrated playing, you know, or playing around with different add-ons and different trailers and see what this truck excels at. And the answer is nothing, really. The answer is nothing, guys. Here's just another quick example of the truck high centering in a bit of mud. So I thought, you know what, the best setup for this truck is a crane and a 2-slot cargo bed. And yeah, admittedly, this truck became a little bit more capable, and you know, still struggle with the puddles and deeper sort of mud, which is not deep compared to the other maps. But it performed a little bit better, but still nothing to shout about, nothing to ride home about. Still just a very average truck, and it sort of reminded me of a lot of other trucks that we have in the game. You know, there was all of a sudden there's nothing special about it. The tri-drive and everything sounds really good about this vehicle on the paper, but when it comes to the game, I don't know. Just look again, guys. There's a little boulder, and guess what happens? My axles got stuck, the wheels are not touching the ground, and all of a sudden I'm just, you know, I'm just hung up on the rock. And it's I don't know, it just felt lackluster all the time when driving this truck, when using this truck. And then I freed myself from one truck and, you know, all of a sudden got stuck on the other. And there's nothing like extreme about this terrain. There's nothing extreme about it at all. So you just find yourself winching from one tree to the other, which is less than enjoyable. So I managed to free myself here with the help of the winch, and you know, you guys might think, oh, you know, this is not that bad, I've seen worse. And the reason I'm showing you the rest of this journey is what to follow after this Mack, or something that follows after the Mack M917 journey, and you'll see what I mean. So just let me finish this little video clip. I'll just show you the Mack just plowing along. And the other problem with this vehicle, as long as you're in low, it kind of moves, but if you put it in automatic or high range, that disables the diff lock and the truck becomes barely usable again. And bear in mind, I'm not carrying any load here, and it just struggles. It just struggles all the way through. So while doing this, I've sort of asked myself, I've seen this somewhere, and what other truck is very similar to the Mack M917? And the truck that popped into my head was this Cat CT681. And I also equipped this truck with the same tires and the fine-tuned gearbox to see how it compares. So this vehicle is very similar, also have 3 axles at the back. One of the axles obviously dead, so it's not a tri-drive. And I tried my best to select the same route or the same route as the Mack did and drive over the same boulders as well. So remember, this little boulder gave Mack all kind of troubles. Yep, not for cats. Although I nearly flipped that truck without paying attention where I'm going. Yeah, this truck didn't struggle through that rock, it just glided over. And that's what I mean with the hitboxes, poorly designed hitboxes for the Mack. It just impedes that truck so much. And look, I'm keeping the Cat in the same gear as I did for the Mack, and this just destroys this terrain. Yes, it's not the most difficult terrain, but Mack being a military truck, that should be excelling in those kind of conditions and terrains. And you know, the building site truck, which belongs in a building simulator, I guess, just does better than the Mack, which doesn't make any sense to me. It just does way better. And I always loved the Cat CT681 and 680 as well. They're just amazing trucks. Look, stick it in high gear, just flies up there. And those boulders, I'm not even avoiding them too much. I'm just driving in the middle of the road. The roots in the middle of the road, nope, they don't impede me either. So yeah, Cat CT681 is better than Mack. It's a very similar truck, but it's way better. So I just really hope the developers actually pay attention to this and fix the Mack, because for me that truck seems fundamentally flawed, and I like the looks of the truck. I really want to like that truck, and I like my military trucks in the game as well. I just really hope they fix it big, because at the moment it's just another truck. There's plenty of trucks like this, nothing special about it, and it doesn't even perform that well. So this is it. This is my rant about the Mack M917, guys. Hopefully you found it useful, and hopefully that sort of gives you the insight on, when the season 10 finally launches, why the Mack is not as great as it sounds. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe if you like my channel and this type of content. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.